Welcome to Q&A Thursday, where you ask your questions and I do my best to answer them. This week's question comes from Anthony, and he asks, should I list my prices on my VA website? Anthony, this is such a good question, and it's a pretty common one. And the answer is always going to be pretty polarizing. Some are so anti-listing prices on your website because they believe that a client might look at your website and pricing and get sticker shock, feel like you're too expensive, and then never really get to see your value of your work because the price scared them away. Or maybe they think you're way too cheap and then they're questioning the quality of your work. Now, ultimately, the decision to list your prices on your website is totally up to you. It's only what feels authentic to you and your business. But I'm going to present to you the reasons why I think listing prices on your website is a game changer and a really good idea. First and foremost, it saves time. Transparency is going to save you time because it weeds out the people who are going to be ill-fitting for your business. I list prices for courses and my coaching on my website, and I find that it basically weeds out people who I fondly refer to as bargain shoppers. And it's the same for clients. People who are just looking for the lowest of the low. That's not really a client that I'm interested in working with. I'm looking for somebody who values my time and expertise, not somebody who only wants to pay $5 an hour. So right off the bat, I think listing some prices on your website will do the same for you. It saves you time. It helps weed out people who are ill-fitting for you just based alone on your price point. Reason number two why I think it's a great idea to list prices on your website is because it helps you have those uncomfortable budget conversations before really having to talk it through on the phone. Talking about money can be one of the most difficult things to do as a business owner. There's always this uncomfortable moment when you have to either say like, so what's your budget? Or the potential client says to you like, okay, what kind of hourly wage are we talking about? And then the inevitable follow-up of, are there any discounts? Is there any leeway? Are there any referral discounts? By simply posting your price points right on your website, you can help eliminate a lot of that awkwardness during the conversation. When your client knows, understands, and accepts your price on your website before even talking to you, it signals to me that they're comfortable with my price point and that it's going to be a non-issue. And that way on our call, we can really focus about what their needs are, how I can help them in their business, and it becomes a little less transactional. It becomes a lot more like a conversation where we're trying to figure out if my services are a good fit or not. And I think really the third thing is efficiency. If you don't list your prices on your website and a prospective client gets on the phone with you and you find yourself trying really hard to convince them to pay more than they're comfortable with, I don't think that's an effective use of your time, their time, or a conversation that's really going to get anywhere anytime soon. So in terms of listing your prices, yeah, I say do it because it's going to help you be a more efficient virtual assistant too, a more efficient freelancer where you can just get to the problems at hand and not try to convince anybody that like you're worth every dollar that you're spending. But ultimately, like I said, this is your business, so the decision is up to you. And I think the best thing you could do is test it out. If you're unconvinced or uncomfortable that listing your price on your website might be the way to go for you, you can always test it out. Start by not listing any prices at all and set yourself a deadline. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's a month. But whatever it is, set yourself a deadline, put it in your calendar, and then assess how many prospective calls did you get? How many client inquiries did you get about your business? Were you successful at landing any clients during that time? And then vice versa, if you've had no bites, if no fish are biting in that sea, change it up. Go ahead and revamp your website or your social media, whatever it is, wherever you advertise your stuff, and list your price point, and you're going to see which one serves you better for your business. Because I respect and understand that you are a unique VA with unique circumstances, and this is your unique business. So you've got to do what's true and authentic to you. But those are my 2 cents. And for the record, yes, I do put prices on my website. So Anthony, thank you so much for sending that question in. I hope this was a helpful rundown and has given you some food for thought. And as always, if anyone in this community has any questions for me, leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer the best I can.